Halo, selamat sore teman-teman semua. Terima kasih buat teman-teman di sini yang sudah meluangkan waktunya untuk mengikuti acara NXU Indonesia Virtual Meetup. Perkenalkan, teman-teman, nama saya Winston. Saya adalah Nextword Advisors yang base-nya itu di Jakarta, Indonesia. Acara ini kita adakan secara rutin 3-4 bulan sekali. Tujuannya ialah untuk memperkenalkan program Nextword University untuk teman-teman saat ini yang mungkin sedang mencari program bisnis secara online dengan biaya yang terjangkau untuk re- and upskilling skills yang dimiliki saat ini ataupun mungkin untuk jenjang karir di masa depan. Gitu ya. Nah, acara ini akan dipandu dalam 2 bahasa. So we are using bahasa Indonesia and also English. Mengingat salah satu speakers kita di sini ada yang bukan dari Indonesia. Oke. Di sini saya coba share screen dulu. Oke. Oke. Nah, sebelum saya masuk ke pokok agenda kita hari ini, saya akan memutarkan 2 video singkat tentang Nextword University, karena as of February 2021, Nextword is celebrating its second anniversary, so it can give all of you some kind of like about milestone journey of Nextword from its first operations di tahun 2018 hingga saat ini, gitu ya. Can you hear the voice, Cremonia? The sound of the video, the audio.
Can you please click the play button?
Okay. Is it working?
Yes, it is working.
Okay, great. Oke, nah that one is our first video. Nah, selanjutnya saya akan memutarkan video kita yang kedua. Nah, ini dia. Oke, menarik ya teman-teman. Nah, selanjutnya ialah the latest updates. Jadi mungkin teman-teman sudah mendapatkan email ya dari Nextword University. Kalau sebelumnya kita menerima pembayaran itu secara bank wire transfer, tapi per Februari 2021 kita sudah punya new Nextword payment options. Teman-teman sudah bisa melakukan pembayaran menggunakan cryptocurrency ataupun menggunakan PayPal ataupun melalui Flywire gitu ya. Nah, mungkin bagi teman-teman yang belum tahu apa itu cryptocurrency, jadi cryptocurrency in the simplest terms itu merupakan mata uang digital yang mana dijadikan sebagai alat transaksi yang bisa digunakan seperti mata uang pada umumnya gitu. Tapi bedanya itu secara digital gitu. Nah, salah satu bentuk dari cryptocurrency itu seperti Bitcoin dan yang lain-lain gitu ya. Nah, kalau misalkan teman-teman ingin tahu informasi tentang cryptocurrency lebih lanjut, teman-teman bisa nanti log on into our website. Di situ udah ada satu blog post yang sangat details itu mengelaborate tentang cryptocurrency. Teman-teman bisa baca kegunaan seperti apa, benefits-nya, drawbacks-nya, and everything. Oke. Nah, ini adalah pokok agenda kita hari ini. Jadi the first sessions, it will be about introduction to Nextford University. It will be presented by me. And then the second sessions, it will be about my NXU support sessions. Itu akan dipresentasikan oleh Angel Hernandez. Nah, kebetulan Angel ini dari Philippines. Kemudian yang ketiga, nanti akan mengenai tentang My NXU Experience Sessions. Ini akan dibawakan oleh salah satu current learners kita bernama Grimonia Hirsapaluta. Nah, sedikit informasi tentang Grimonia. Grimonia ini sebagai ads monetizations ya, integrity at TikTok. Oke. Iya, nah nanti sesi berikutnya ialah tentang Q&A sessions. Nah, jadi teman-teman kalau misalkan punya pertanyaan, teman-teman bisa simpan terlebih dahulu. Nanti semua Q&A sessions itu akan kita jawab di sesi keempat, gitu ya. Nah, terakhir itu akan ada session wrap up, itu akan saya pandu, basically conclude everything that we have talked from the first sessions to the last sessions. Oke. Nah, mungkin sama seperti tadi, saya akan memutarkan video singkat tentang Nextford, tapi saya akan mungkin berhentikan di tengah jalan untuk meminimalisir efektivitas waktu. Oke.
You are human. You're the world's most valuable resource. Humans will empower each other to reach new limits. We shape our own future and the future of those around us. It's time to value human intelligence over artificial intelligence. What's stopping us? Money? Location? Time? Motivation? Are we too busy, or have we just lost hope? We need to understand the greatest resource is resourcefulness. The greatest resource is us, all 7 billion of us. It's time for us to make an impact. You have the time, motivation, discipline, and the reason. It's time to help yourself, help your community, help your country, your world, our world. It's time to value skills over location. It's time to make a change. Change can only come through education, but education needs to change. And we're changing it. We've created a new model, one that works. Are you in? Join the movement. Nextford University.
Oke. Join the movement. Nah, jadi basically apa itu Nextford University? Nextford itu ialah kita adalah American University, tapi unlike any other American universities, kita born online. Jadi 100% online. Kita dilisensi oleh HELC, Higher Education Licensure Commission yang ada di Washington DC. Kita accredited by ASIC based in the UK. Kemudian kita juga membership dari AACSB dan sebagainya. Nah, mungkin ada kalau misalkan mau disimpulkan, sebenarnya Nextford itu apa sih kalau dibuat ke dalam 3 simplest terms. Yang pertama itu kita mission driven, we are learner centric, and we are also future focused. So why we are mission driven? So kalian bisa melihat nanti di websitenya Nextford, misinya kita itu simple, we are to enable greater social and economic mobility across the world by providing learners access to a high quality, affordable, dynamic learning experience 100% online that prepares them for the global workplace. Jadi di sini kata kuncinya ialah kualitas yang bagus, kemudian dengan biaya yang terjangkau. Karena seringkali asumsi yang ada ialah kalau ingin mendapatkan kualitas pendidikan yang bagus, itu nggak akan equal dengan affordability-nya. Gitu. Nah, inilah yang ingin diperlihatkan oleh Nextford bahwa it works for some reasons. Gitu. Nah, kenapa kita learner centric? Ini ada beberapa fakta yang perlu teman-teman ketahui bahwa menurut dari Institute for College Access and Success, only 30% of employees have the skills they need to perform their work today. Jadi bayangkan hanya 30% dari para pekerja yang punya kemampuan yang dipersyaratkan oleh company tempat mereka bekerja. Kalau menurut data dari Gallup Database Research, only 11% of business leaders think students graduates are ready to enter the workforce. Cuman 11% company yang mereka confident kalau employees-nya itu punya skills untuk kerja di tempat mereka. Nah, kalau kita lihat di konteks negara Asia, di sini dilihat bahwa in Asia, a widening skill gap is becoming a growing challenge. Low-skilled, affordable labor historically propelled companies in the region. However, Asian businesses are increasingly depending on higher skilled labor instead. Karena seperti yang kita tahu, eh, mungkin saat-saat ini ada saat-saat keemasan negara Asia ya, yang mana negara seperti China, Vietnam, dan yang lain itu sedang berkembang gitu. Nah, tapi permasalahan yang ada itu ialah masih adanya skill gap antara mereka yang punya kemampuan untuk digitalisasi dengan mereka yang tidak punya kemampuan itu. Nah, makanya bisa kita simpulkan bahwa technology disrupts, education lacks, students struggle, and society suffer. And that's actually the reasons why Nextford was born in the first place. Nah, kemudian why future focused? Nah, the world is changing, teman-teman. Menurut data dari Dell Technologies, 85% of jobs that will exist in 2030 haven't yet been invented. Bisa dibayangkan, 85% bayangkan, pekerjaan di tahun 2030, 10 tahun dari sekarang, atau 9 tahun dari sekarang, itu belum ditemukan gitu saat ini. Gitu. Kemudian kalau kita lihat dari World Economic Forum, the pandemic has accelerated automation in the workplace by 2025. So 5 years from now, spent on work by humans and machines will be equal. Well, this means 85 million jobs may be lost across 26 countries by 2025. 97 million jobs will be created and adapted to the new division of labor between humans, machines, and algorithms. So this is the facts that we are coping up with. And then another facts, 84% of employers are, sorry, I couldn't see this one, are set to rapidly digitize working processes. 40% of current workers core skills. Nah, ada 5 skills yang saat ini sedang dicari oleh company, multinational companies. Pertama itu ialah analytical thinking, innovation, active learning and learning strategies. Bahkan yang terakhir itu ialah creativity, originality, and initiative. Nah, teman-teman kalau misalkan tidak mempunyai skill-skill ini, mungkin akan sulit berkompetisi dengan mereka-mereka yang menguasai skill-skill tersebut. Gitu. Nah, apa yang membuat ketika tadi kita sudah melihat fakta-fakta yang ada di lapangan, kemudian Nextford lahir dari problem tersebut, hal ini yang membedakan Nextford University juga dengan beberapa institusi yang lain. Kalau kita lihat dari first until fourth line, di sini ditulis real world purpose in each course with global relevance and sebagainya. Nah, mungkin secara ringkas dari keempat lines ini ialah sebelum kita memulai membuat kurikulumnya kita mengadakan yang namanya survei kepada industry leaders yang mempekerjakan 2,5 juta karyawan di seluruh dunia. Kita melakukan analisa terhadap 30 juta pekerjaan secara online. Kemudian kita juga spoke to 5,600 students from several countries. Nah, dari hasil tersebut, kita juga melakukan yang namanya data analytical. Contoh, kita mengimport beberapa fakta dari World Economic Forum, Harvard Business Review articles, kemudian beberapa professional associations untuk bisnis, juga industry framework. Dari itu semua kita pakai artificial intelligence dan juga data mining, kita ekstrak, makanya dihasilkan kurikulum atau program apa yang sekiranya sangat relevan dengan kebutuhan industri saat ini. Gitu ya. Di poin berikutnya ada support 24/7, ini one-on-one support available, nggak hanya ke fakulti kita, tapi juga as advisors yang nanti akan di-presented in angel session gitu ya. Sama terakhir, ini ada monthly tuition fee structure. Kalau biasanya untuk kebanyakan university itu per kredit pembayaran, tapi kalau di Nextford University kita bayarnya itu flat per bulan. Nanti akan kita bahas lebih jauh lagi di next slide gitu ya. Nah, dari semua program di Nextford University, ini yang ingin kita highlight untuk teman-teman yang ambil di Nextford. Jadi digital fluency, critical creative thinking, dan sebagainya. Tapi one thing that I would like to highlight is about adaptive lifelong learning. Gitu. Kenapa this is very important? Kalau misalkan teman-teman belajar sebuah courses, ya teman-teman ingin belajar tentang entrepreneurship, management, or marketing, gitu ya. Karena dibutuhkan oleh company teman-teman bekerja saat ini. Tapi 2 tahun kemudian, even 1 tahun kemudian, belum tentu teman-teman tidak membutuhkan skill yang lain. Gitu. Nah, kalau di Nextford University, kita punya kerjasama dengan yang namanya LinkedIn Learning, yang mana LinkedIn Learning itu mensuplement knowledge teman-teman, enriching kemampuan teman-teman juga. Jadi kalau misalkan teman-teman udah selesai belajar courses, sertifikasi Nextword, ataupun mengambil program degree S1, S2, setelah selesai pun teman-teman tetap dapat akses ke LinkedIn Learning. Entah teman-teman mau belajar tentang artificial intelligence atau robotics, automation, those topics are stored in LinkedIn Learning gitu, dan teman-teman masih ada akses untuk ke resources tersebut. Jadi itu salah satu keuntungan. Nah, itulah salah satu skills yang ingin di-highlight oleh Nextword sendiri. Nah, ini saya akan secara singkat aja. Jadi kita ada beberapa program tadi yang saya udah jelasin. Kita ada MBA, kita ada BBA. Nah, kalau MBA kita mempunyai 5 spesialisasi khusus. Ada yang mengarah ke sustainability, doing business across the world, enabling e-commerce, advanced AI and the future of automation, dan juga managing hyperconnectivity. Nah, kalau untuk BBA lebih banyak ya, ada sekitar 9, cuma mungkin di sini yang kelihatan hanya sekitar 5 aja. Ada 360 degree marketing dan sebagainya. Nah, di sini teman-teman juga bisa lihat tuition per month-nya. Kalau untuk yang MBA itu sekitar 180 US dollars per bulan. Kalau BBA sekitar 90 US dollars per bulan. Completion-nya pun juga berbeda. Kalau MBA itu rata-rata 10 sampai 15 bulan yang terbaru. Kalau yang BBA 25 sampai 36 bulan. Jadi lebih cepat dari even traditional universities yang ada di Indonesia. Nah, ini untuk yang certificates maupun yang ini untuk certificates, nanti juga ada yang courses. Baik certificates maupun courses sama, nanti dibagi dua, ada yang intermediate, ada juga yang advanced gitu ya. Nah, nanti yang membedakan itu ialah dari sisi biayanya, dan yang kedua dari sisi topik yang di-offer. Nah, ini adalah contoh certificates untuk yang MBA ataupun BBA. Jadi kalau teman-teman ambil MBA dan if you are taking specializations, it will be printed on your diploma. Jadi ada tulisan, as you can see on your screen, ada nama pelajarnya, kemudian program yang diambil MBA, kemudian ada spesialisasi apa yang diambil, gitu ya. Begitu pula dengan yang program BBA, gitu. Nah, semua program tadi, baik itu certificates, courses, certificates, BBA, and MBA, beberapa coursesnya itu mereka bear yang namanya badges, tapi nggak semua yang namanya course atau mata kuliah yang di-offer itu ada badge-nya gitu ya. Fungsi badge ini apa? Badge ini itu untuk sebagai satu bentuk recognition gitu ya, pengakuan bahwa teman-teman sudah menyelesaikan satu topik, teman-teman udah dapat ilmunya, kemudian teman-teman ingin tunjukkan kepada employers di social media platform, entah itu LinkedIn ataupun biasa LinkedIn sih yang dipakai untuk teman-teman posting badge ini, supaya pada waktu nanti employers yang mempekerjakan teman-teman, mereka bisa klik badge tersebut, pada waktu mereka klik akan nanti terlihat seperti yang di sisi sebelah kanan, nanti akan muncul skill-skill apa nih yang dipelajari oleh pelajar tersebut. Jadi jelas jelas juga untuk yang mempekerjakan, gitu ya. Nah, tadi kan saya ada ngobrol tentang LinkedIn Learning-nya, so I will play a brief video about LinkedIn Learning to give you some insights about LinkedIn. Okay.
At LinkedIn, we know what it takes to create high-quality learning content. Our team of industry experts is focused on creating engaging content that's relevant to your employees, impactful to your business, and produced in a way that keeps learners coming back for more. That's why L&D pros at 78 of the Fortune 100 companies choose LinkedIn Learning. Everything we do starts with the learner. We take the time to dive deep into data from the world's largest professional network to understand the skills people and businesses need, exploring LinkedIn-specific insights that no one else has, like what jobs are currently trending and the skills that are most in demand. Our course library is powered by the LinkedIn network, allowing us to keep up with the rapid, ever-changing demand for hard and soft skills, and empowering us to create an incredibly deep course library.
Oke, nah saya potong di sini. Jadi seperti teman-teman lihat di sini tadi di beberapa slide ini LinkedIn Learning itu mereka punya banyak courses yang di-offer untuk mengcomplementing tadi pelajaran yang teman-teman dapatkan di Nextword. Nah, biasanya kalau misalkan tidak ada akses ke LinkedIn Learning, itu mereka berbayar. Jadi untuk one course itu bisa cost teman-teman sekitar 600.000, 1 juta, ada yang bahkan yang 2 juta dan sebagainya. Tapi sebagai pelajar Nextword, teman-teman bisa akses ke semua courses LinkedIn ini yang mungkin kalau dikalkulasi ada sekitar 16.000 plus courses secara gratis, tidak kena biaya. Dan semua yang mengajar di course-course ini itu mereka-mereka yang experts. Jadi beda ya kalau pengambil videonya pun juga yang secara profesional, kurang lebih seperti itu. Nah, mungkin saya akan stop yang videonya sampai sini supaya kita bisa lanjut ke yang lain. Nah, ini untuk yang requirement. Okay, I think for introduction to NXU is done until this slide. So we will move to the next sessions with Angel. Okay. Do you have any PowerPoint that you want to share, Angel?
Hi, first of all, good day everyone, and thank you very much for attending this meetup. So allow me to introduce the Learner Success Team. Okay, so let me share my slide. Can you give me a second?
Right. I think I have to make it you as a host as well.
I'm not sure if you could see my slide now or not yet.
Yes, I could see it.
Okay, there. So I'll introduce the Learner Success Team, which I think Winston had somehow given an overview about us, because we are actually the support department of the learners, and we usually operates 24/7. Okay, so our role is to be responsible for achieving the goals of the university and providing services to its stakeholders. So we connect learners to their professors and even to the other departments, and even the other departments, if they had some concerns with the learners, we are the ones who are also communicating with them. Okay, and also these are somehow the main goals that we do. So we have actually 5 main activities that we usually do. So of course, first is mentoring, building relationships with learners to keep them engaged and on the path of successfully completing their programs. So we actually do as well one-on-one sessions, not only on academics, but probably if there are some concerns related to time management, study habits, and even personal things that affects their learning journey, we do that. And we also do guidance, meaning we provide direct, comprehensive program guidance to assigned advisees. Because if you are a new learner in Nexford University, you will have an assigned success advisor. And that particular success advisor that we will be assigned to you will monitor your progress as you go along with your journey. And usually the success advisors monitor or probably have the personal success advising for the first 2 courses. But after you finish the first 2 courses, you will be under the general learner success team, meaning any one of us can monitor your progress. And if ever you have concerns, we will attend to that as the best way we can. And we also assist learners in resolving their difficulties and misunderstandings or areas of confusion. And the third role that we're usually doing is, of course, monitoring. Just like what I mentioned, we monitor the progress, the academic progress. For example, we tend to remind learners as well if they have upcoming deadlines, or probably if they have some concerns related to their professors, or if they are at risk of course, we don't want that to fail the course. We also do that. We monitor their progress. So in monitoring, we monitor learners' academic performance and progress and intercede as necessary. And we also maintain records of advising contacts. And we also do as well communication, wherein we regularly communicate with assigned advisees and other learners in accordance with our learner support protocols. And from time to time, we tried our best to maximize all the resources in terms of communicating with the learners. We have our email. We also use MS Teams as our major platform. And of course, we also do one-on-one sessions. And hopefully, if we have time, we could actually see how learners set an appointment with the success advisors. And that particular booking page can also be seen on the learning platform, which is NEO, or the Nexford Learning Environment. And we also provide as well assistance, wherein we assist learners in their educational planning from the time they enroll until they graduate, meaning we also conduct learning path verification sessions, wherein we assist all the learners on probably on planning of their target time of completion of the program, because there are some learners, they really want to finish it as fast as they can, and there are also some learners that they just want it as is. So we also conduct such sessions like that in order for the learners to be guided on how to achieve their timeline to complete the program as to whether it is an BBA or MBA or an individual certificate course. And lastly, we also provide exceptional customer service by responding to learner contacts either through phone, email, and resolving learner issues within set deadlines. And just like what I mentioned, we are operating 24/7. So we have shifts on night, afternoon, and morning, and most of us are residing in the Philippines. And because I think we can also relate to each other because we're all Asians, so we try our best to assist all of you in terms of your need, particularly if you have concerns on academics. And maybe I'll also use this opportunity as well to emphasize as well that because there are some learners that they had some confusions as to whether they will contact us, particularly if there are some concerns on their academics, particularly on their assignments or specific contents. So right now we also have this feature in Exford University wherein the learners have the opportunity as well to set an appointment live with their course professors. So if ever that they have a concern, particularly on the assignments, they are free to reach out to their course professors. But if you have concerns related to policies in the university, we are the right persons to contact with. And then, actually, our team, again, is based in the Philippines and all of us are Filipinos. And this is the composition of the Learner Success team. So let me introduce them briefly. So, of course, our Learner Success Manager is in the person of Tricia Roque. And we also have our Lead Success Advisor, Jamie Jose, and the rest are there, including me. So probably if you're a new learner in Exford University, either me or the other success advisors will be handling your concerns, okay? And of course, if you have some concerns related to the university, we have this general email that you could reach out to us. That is success@nextfor.org. So again, our operations is 24/7. So any of the success advisors available shall attend to your concerns in the best way we can. And of course, we also have an appointment option wherein if you want to have a session, just like a live session, a 30-minute session, particularly raising some concerns, you have the freedom to do so. So I think that's all for the learner success team. Maybe later on as we go along with our question and answer open forum, I might answer some of your questions. So thank you very much.
Right. Yes, thank you, Angel. So I think we can move to the next sessions, but there are some questions I think some learners asking me personally via chat. It's related to what you have explained. I think you can address it at the moment. I think it's fine. Right.
Sure.
So I will read it, this one. Okay. Oh, okay. So this one, what is the difference between success advisors and faculty?
Okay.
Is success advisors giving lessons to us?
All right. The success team is more focused on the university policies. So just like what I mentioned a while ago, if you have concerns related to your lessons or to your assignments, that's the time that you will reach out to your faculty. And usually, I think that's actually a good question because most of our learners are confused because we even receive questions related to their assignments. So if it is really the content of their assignments, it's the faculty that will be the one to give the answer. And of course, the faculty is the right persons, particularly when it comes to asking questions related to the details or probably the instructions. But for example, if you have some concerns related to policies related to exceptions, resubmissions, that's the time that you would contact to us. And of course, success team is not providing lessons too. The course faculty is the one who is providing the lessons.
Okay. I think I will open another 2 more questions for you. Is it okay? Before we move on to the next sessions, right?
Yeah.
So the second session, the second question would be, could you tell us more about the orientation?
Okay, so the NXU orientation is online. It's incorporated in the learning platform. So before you start your formal course, your first course in particular, you are required to finish the NXC orientation. And the NXC orientation gives you an overview on how would you navigate the learning platform, at the same time gives you as well a background on of the university policies and the right persons to contact with if ever that you have concerns on your academic journey. So it's actually important that all the learners must accomplish or finish the orientation, not only just complying it, but it will make your life easier in Netsport University, because if you're familiar with the policies, it will give you it will avoid you to prevent some issues in the future. So we encourage our learners to really complete it. But then again, if you have concerns related to the NXC orientation, you are free to reach out to your success advisors, if ever, because there would be some instances that the learners have confusions on the contents of the orientation. So they are free
Right.
to reach out to us in order for them to clarify things, because it's actually part of the orientation. There's actually what we call live Q&A sessions, wherein
Right.
after you finish the orientation, it's actually optional. If there are some confusions, you can attend the live Q&A sessions. But if it's all clear, so it's okay if you'll not attend. But we also conduct live Q&A sessions if ever there would be some questions related to that.
Okay. Okay, so this one is the last questions. This one is from Rini. Okay, so Rini is asking about, this one is about the selection of specializations. So for example, if she's choosing one of the specializations under MBA programs, can she still change it along the way?
Yeah, as long as you're not taking the specialization, you could let us know. Just send us an email, because there are some instances, for example, at the very start, they want what do you call this, business around the world, and then at the middle they want an autumn AI already. So it's okay, as long as you just email us right away before you take the specialization, because usually specialization is being taken after finishing all the core courses. So meaning you're about to end the program. So if you think that you're about to end the program, just let us know right away that, hey, I want to change my specialization. And I think I could add up to this, Winston, too, that there are also some learners who are I think you have flashed a certain sample right a while ago in terms of the certain example of a diploma, right?
Yes,
so there are some learners who also intends to do multiple specializations, and actually that's allowed. That's also allowed, because there are also some learners, because there are also some learners that they had this confusion that am I only allowed to take only one specialization? But there are some learners when, of course, they're really eager to study and learn a lot. So we give them the freedom as well to finish multiple specializations. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Right, because we have one sessions designed specifically for Q&A sessions. So I think that if you guys have another questions, you can wait until the last sessions that we have with our current learners. So we will gather all the questions freely to chat with us, freely to put or type any comments in the chatting box. Okay. So the next, thank you, Angel, for your explanation about success.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So, teman-teman, kita akan masuk ke sesi ketiga. Nah, for the third sessions, in here we already have our current active learners. Her name is Grimonia. I think Grimonia, would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself? For example, like your names, your current job.
Oke, halo semuanya. Perkenalkan, saya Grimonia. Sekarang sedang bekerja di TikTok Malaysia, tapi masih di Indonesia karena nanti bakal di relocation ke Malaysia. Saya join Netsport itu dari bulan Oktober, dan ini masuk bulan keempat saya. Saya ngambil programnya MBA.
Oh, oke. Program MBA ya. Apakah sudah mulai pilih spesialisasi atau gimana saat ini?
Kalau sekarang saya masih mau selesaikan dulu core coursesnya dulu, karena ada beberapa core course yang harus diselesaikan dulu. Nanti mungkin setelah itu baru saya pilih saya mau apa. Tapi dari sekarang saya udah dapat hint sih sebenarnya. Saya mungkin akan ambil bisnis all over the world, across the world.
Oke. Boleh diceritain kenapa? Kenapa mau ambil business all across the world?
Iya, karena kan saya kerjanya di TikTok ya, dan semua mostly teman-teman saya kerja segala macam, mereka itu dari culture yang berbeda, dari negara yang berbeda. Jadi menurut saya, dan juga kerja di multinational company, menurut saya itu adalah hal yang penting, karena dengan adanya kemampuan saya, skill untuk tahu gimana sebuah bisnis itu running di negara-negara tertentu ini, itu bakal kasih
Iya.
saya banyak sekali exposure untuk gimana nanti develop karir saya di negara tersebut.
Oke. Berarti memang ada tujuan untuk mungkin bisa develop your career di negara itu gitu ya.
Iya, betul.
I see. Nah, kalau boleh tahu nih awal mulanya kok bisa kenal Nextford University? Apakah dari sosial media atau mungkin rekomendasi dari teman? Gimana sih awalnya bisa tahu Nextford?
Oke, jadi dari saya setelah sarjana, saya itu memang sebenarnya udah pengen banget lanjut S2. Cuma saya benar-benar confused nih. At the same time, saya juga selain saya pengen lanjut S2, saya juga masih tetap pengen pursue karir saya. Nah, sebenarnya kalau di beberapa universitas tuh agak susah ya, maksudnya untuk bisa maintain karir sama kuliahan. Dan saya, to be honest, nggak mau give up sama karir saya yang lagi saya bangun sekarang. Nah, dan untungnya pas saya lagi kemarin pulang ke Indonesia ini, kakak saya itu dia baru aja join Nextport dan dia bilang sama saya,
Oh, oke.
kemarin pengen lanjut S2 kan ya, dia bilang gitu. Coba deh baca tentang Nextport, terus dia kasih saya beberapa informasi. Saya nonton YouTube-nya juga, saya buka website-nya, terus dengar dari experience-nya dia selama kuliah di Nextport kayak, wah ini benar-benar yang saya cari nih, maksudnya saya bisa tetap kuliah, terus USM University pula, terus bisa saya sekolah remotely, even saya nanti balik ke Kuala Lumpur atau saya tetap di Jakarta, saya bisa ngelakuin itu semua kayak gitu. Jadi menurut saya udah paling best nih ini, saya bisa tetap jalanin kerjaan saya, tapi saya juga tetap bisa lanjut S2 seperti itu.
Oke. I see. Menarik ya, berarti tahunya itu dari siblings-nya
Kakak
berarti ya,
saya,
dari kakak ya.
ya.
Oke, kakak udah selesai programnya di Nextford.
Bulan April nanti dia selesai.
Ambil program MBA juga.
MBA juga, ya,
Oh,
sama.
oke. I see, I see. So for Angel, so actually she and also her sister, is it sister or brother?
Oh, brother.
Oh, brother. So both of them are currently taking our programs in Nextford.
Oh,
Right.
wow. Nice.
Very
Ya.
interesting. Nah, mungkin bisa dibagi gitu ya tips ke kita semua di sini. Kan pekerjaannya membutuhkan waktu yang nggak mudah ya untuk dialokasikan gitu. Nah, gimana sih caranya Gremonia alokasikan waktu buat kerja sama buat belajar? Ini yang paling sulit nih untuk para pelajar Indonesia.
Iya, jadi sekarang saya itu kerjanya normal working hours dari Senin sampai Jumat dan dari jam 9 sampai jam 6 sore. Nah, biasanya pas lagi kerja ya saya kerja aja, tapi nanti biasanya setelah pulang kerja mungkin saya istirahat sebentar. Nah, biasanya itu sekitar jam 8 sampai sebelum saya tidur, saya tuh bakal mulai belajar tuh, saya mulai buka-buka materi kuliah dan juga saya paling senang itu biasanya sebelum saya masuk materinya nih, for example saya lagi ngambil global business. Terus ada mata kuliahnya corporate social responsibility atau supply chain, for example. Nah, di malam itu biasanya saya juga langsung sekalian ikutin course mini yang ada di LinkedIn Learning. Jadi nanti pas saya jump into the course, saya udah dapat nih gambaran karena to be honest, saya ini nggak punya background bisnis dulunya. Saya itu sekolahnya komunikasi PR. Jadi saya
Oke.
benar-benar belum, maksudnya kalau in term of communication saya punya, tapi kalau in term of management in general itu saya nggak punya. Makanya untuk ngekebut itu semua, saya langsung tuh misalnya sambil buka tabnya Nextport, nah itu nanti at the same time saya juga curi-curi untuk buka LinkedIn Learning untuk bisa nge-support apa yang
Oh,
tadi saya belajar gitu.
oke. Ya.
Terus biasanya selain tiap hari, kadang kalau misalnya saya capek banget, saya biasanya gaspolin itu di weekend, karena weekend kan nggak ada kerjaan ya mostly. Jadi dari pagi sampai sore banget, atau dari sore sampai malam banget, pokoknya harus beres sebelum deadline kayak gitu.
Oh, oke. Menarik. Nah, susah gak sih akses modulnya di Nextford? Atau Nextford ada gak sih, mungkin kalau setiap university kan pasti ada platform sendiri ya, mereka store their own modules dan sebagainya. Nah, kalau di Nextford sendiri itu seperti apa? Dan susah gak untuk mengaksesnya?
Sama sekali enggak, karena to be honest ini pengalaman pertama saya untuk online learning. Biasanya dulu waktu sarjana juga masih yang yang manual face to face
Face to
class.
face, ya.
Nah, iya. Dan saya benar-benar ngerasain seperti yang tadi dibilang sama success advisor, karena pas di awal course banget itu dikasih tahu tentang masalah introduction how to utilize the platform, gimana caranya kontak success advisor, terus gimana caranya making session one-on-one sama profesor dan segala macam, itu kita udah bener-bener well equipped dari Nextwork-nya sendiri. Jadi nggak ada kesusahan sama sekali. Kalaupun someday saya punya kesusahan, saya punya success advisor namanya Lea di Filipina juga. Dia tuh orangnya reachable, jadi kayak saya tinggal kontak dia di MS Team kayak, atau saya punya concern apa, dia bakal jawab saya, atau mungkin via email juga bisa kayak gitu. Jadi so far for technical issue belum ada masalah, as long as internetnya jalan ya lancar.
Betul-betul, internet is the most important thing ya.
Yes,
Important
for online
infrastructure.
learner. Yeah.
Yes. Terus kalau mungkin kan para pelajar di Indonesia tuh mereka kalau online learning mau juga bisa dapat kayak fasilitas seperti library, for example. Nah, susah gak sih untuk akses digital library yang ada di Nextwork? Udah pernah coba belum, Trimoni?
Enggak susah sama sekali karena itu semuanya udah di satu website yang sama. Jadi dia punya beberapa option tab yang bisa kita klik. Misalnya kita mau langsung ke course-nya atau kita langsung ke tugasnya kita. Ataupun kalau misalnya resources itu ada banget. Ada misalnya buat yang langsung ke online library yang bisa kita akses. Dan bahkan di platformnya sendiri selain yang masalah akademik, kita juga bakal bisa langsung kayak book session one-on-one sama yang kita mau. Terus juga bisa apa sih namanya? Nontonin video feedback dari profesornya juga. Jadi itu semua udah gampang banget accessible. Ya, user friendly-nya bagus banget.
Oke, I see. Mungkin bisa di-share ke kita, what is your favorite course so far dari program MBA?
So far, saya sukanya global business karena di global business itu saya benar-benar dapat exposure gimana sih para pebisnis, para entrepreneur itu ngelakuin bisnis dia di all over the world. Jadi pas saya ngerjain case-nya itu, misalnya saya orang Indonesia nih, tapi saya nggak bertumpu di case di Indonesia, jadi saya harus nyari info bagaimana tuh cara ngejalanin bisnis di India, yang which is dari segi infrastructure, dari policy-nya juga itu benar-benar beda, dan itu challenging tapi fun menurut saya.
Very fun ya?
Iya, karena banyak banget yang saya nggak tahu awalnya, tapi karena saya dig in terus kayak, oh gimana sih masalah bisnisnya di sana, gimana mau buka bisnis, apa regulationnya, itu bakal dapat banget exposure pas ngerjain tugasnya.
Oke. Nah, berkaitan sama tugas yang tadi Grimonia sebutkan gitu ya, tugasnya itu dalam bentuk apa sih? Apakah paperwork atau disuruh bikin summary atau seperti apa tugas yang dikasih?
Kalau tugas itu macam-macam, dari tiap course itu dia punya tipikal tugas yang berbeda. Jadi bisa dia study case, jadi kita dikasih senario nih, terus kita pecahin gimana menurut kita solusinya, atau kadang dia kasih kita doc discussion platform. Jadi nanti profesornya akan kasih kita misalnya case tentang bisnis apa di negara mana. Nah, nanti kita bersama learner lain dari seluruh dunia ada tab sendiri untuk discussion. Kita bakal bisa tuh submit pendapat kita tentang bisnis itu. Nah, nanti even though kita semuanya jauh di beda negara, mereka tuh bakal bisa komen di sana, ngasih feedback, kita juga bisa ngelakuin hal yang sama. Jadi beda-beda banget apa sih tugasnya.
Tugas-tugasnya ya.
Beraneka ragam.
Kalau yang berkaitan sama kayak presentasi contohnya gitu ya, apakah diminta presentasikan PPT di depan profesornya atau seperti apa?
Kalau saya sejauh ini belum ada tugas yang untuk presentasi di depan profesor. Tapi kalau misalnya presentasi setiap akhir tugas untuk final project, itu biasanya dalam bentuk PPT, kita harus nge-present tugas akhir kita. Nah, tapi kalau untuk yang benar-benar one-on-one presentation di depan profesor, belum. Mungkin nanti di course berikutnya saya belum tahu.
Oke, I see. I think for this one, Angel, you also can help to answer these questions. So, what if the learners they are hardly contact to the faculty? Can success advisors help them in this case?
Yeah, actually, there are some. We also receive some emails that there are some professors that have some difficulty, probably have some delays on replying on the email. But of course, again, just like what I mentioned in terms of the grading, of course, the professor is the right person to contact. But on our end, we try our best to follow up with the professors to reply. And because there are also some professors that are visiting professors, they're not full-time professors. So that's why there are also some instances that their replies have some delays to the learners. And so we tried our best to explain that to the learner. And of course, on our end, we'll try our best to follow up, to make a follow-up, consistent follow-up with the learner, with the professor rather, in order for the concern of the learner to be attended to as much as they would. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Now we go back to Grimonia. So Grimonia, kira-kira skill apa sih yang kamu udah pelajarin gitu ya so far dari semua modul-modul yang ada di Nextword yang kamu bisa implementasikan langsung ke kerjaan kamu sekarang ini?
Sebenarnya kalau sekarang itu saya kalau di TikTok itu kan masih sifatnya teknikal ya, belum di managerial level. Tapi saya percaya dengan segala ilmu yang udah saya dapat tentang, for example, untuk memanage change, terus juga gimana untuk decision making dan juga analytical thinking, itu sebenarnya udah bisa banget apply dari sekarang. Terus
Oke.
dan saya yakin nanti setelah saya complete ini semua, saya bakal jadi well equipped banget nih untuk step up di karir saya ke depannya kayak gitu.
Oke. That's very good. Nah, mungkin terakhir sebelum kita masuk ke Q&A sessions, kira-kira apa Grimonia ada gak tips and tricks untuk bisa mempunyai learning journey yang baik gitu? Karena kan ada yang mungkin nggak mau ambil online learning karena nanti sendirian, alone gitu, nggak ada yang nge-backup. Kalau yang face-to-face meeting kan bisa kumpul sama teman-teman, walaupun corona juga ya nggak bisa kumpul. Cuman kan
Betul.
perceptions-nya pelajar kan seperti itu. Nah, mungkin ada tips yang bisa dibagikan?
Oke, jadi despite all the online course and everything, saya nggak ngerasa sama sekali sendiri ya, karena to be honest pas lagi ngerjain tugas, itu kadang-kadang masih ada aja teman yang masih bisa diajakin cerita, atau untuk sekedar discuss buat course sendiri. Jadi dia nanti akan chat kita di MS Team kayak, udah ngerjain tugasnya ini belum ya kalau di Indonesianya ya. Terus mereka nanya, menurut lo gimana? Jadi nanti bakal ada discussion-nya di situ. Dan juga kita juga punya WhatsApp group sesama learner Indonesia. Di situ benar-benar platform di mana semua student from Indonesia mereka share tips and trick, gimana cara mereka ngerjain, atau misalnya gimana nih nilainya belum keluar apa gimana. Mereka bakal ngasih tips gimana sebelumnya mereka solve problem itu. Jadi to be honest, kalau untuk merasa sendiri nggak ada yang ngebantuin tuh itu salah banget, apalagi juga kita corona ya, maksudnya nggak tepat juga untuk rame-rame ngumpul-ngumpul. Dan bisa banget mereka juga ada meeting session, terus sama profesor juga kalau mau ketemu bisa meeting one on one, terus sama teman-teman sendiri kalau misalnya pengen discuss nggak mau via chat, via video call juga bisa banget, tinggal ajak
Oke.
aja, yuk kita discussion buat tugas ini yuk, itu boleh banget.
Oke, ya. Oke, thank you ya Grimonia atas informasinya, sangat-sangat membantu.
Senang
Pengalamannya
membantu.
sangat menarik. Nah, kita sekarang masuk ke Q&A sessions. Di sini kayaknya udah ada beberapa pertanyaan ya. Ada dari Pak Wahyu Wibowo. Nah, I think this one can be answered by either Angel and Grimonia. So his question is, hi, I am MBA learner. Can I take a leave? How to apply?
Okay, on our end, on the success team, as much as we can, we try to discourage learners to file for leave of absence if it's possible, because there are actually other university options that they might apply in order for you to address your concerns. For example, there are some learners that they cannot really submit on time because of their work constraints. So we just encourage them to file for a late work exemption request to their course professors, but please make sure that you just inform your course professors in advance that you cannot make it, and as long as your reason is valid, your professors are considerate enough to extend the deadline. Okay, but of course we also have as well course extensions, specifically if you finish everything up until module 5, especially if you're now on the final project. So there are also some learners that they find it difficult to have to submit it on that time, because maybe there are some personal emergencies or work emergencies that they need to attend to. But then again, communication is the key. Just inform your professors ahead of time if ever that you had those concerns. But if those options are really not applicable already on your end, that's a time that you would file for a leave of absence. And usually the leave of absence request can be filed upon accomplishing a certain form, and that particular form will allow you to explain your side why you are applying for a leave of absence, and then the acceptable reasons for leave of absence, for the approval of leave of absence, is extreme family obligations, health conditions, and extreme work obligations. And if you meet those, and if the committee will agree, will approve your reasons, so that's the time that you will be having the leave of absence. But we also encourage, if you are really pushing through with the leave of absence, to also attach supporting documents too. that would really suffice that, hey, I really need a leave of absence. And I think I also need this, I want to take this opportunity as well to inform everyone for the MBA learners, approximately around 4 months, but it's pandemic now, so the university extended it up until 6 months of leave of absence.
Okay. Yeah.
For the BBA, it's actually 8 months. However, because of the pandemic, it has been extended up until 10 months. But then again, we tried our best to discourage learners to use this because it also might affect their academic plans.
Right.
And
Correct.
especially as well if they exhaust it. We also discourage learners to exhaust their leave of absences. So before filing for a leave of absence, please try to utilize first the university policies that I had mentioned. And if it doesn't all work, that's a time that you file for leave of absence. And by the way, maybe I'll just also give this opportunity as well to inform everyone that you cannot file a leave of absence. For example, it's Feb 1 and I want to file 5/15. No, usually leave of absence starts every start of the month. So if ever that you file for Feb 15, it will not take effect right away. It will take effect on the next month. From Feb 1 to Feb, for example, from Feb 1 to Feb 15, that effectivity is on February. But if it's 16 onwards, the effect would be the next month, which will be March in that case.
Okay. Hopefully that one answers your questions, Pak Wahyu. So I think for the following questions, Grimonia also can answer for this one. So another question from Pak Wahyu is, how can I access LinkedIn Learning through my LinkedIn account?
Ya, untuk akses LinkedIn Learning-nya itu tinggal langsung nanti ada di website Nextport-nya, itu ada pilihan di di website-nya itu untuk langsung direct ke LinkedIn Learning. Nah, nanti tinggal masukin email Nextport kita, Learner Nextport, nanti bakal automatically kebuka di LinkedIn tapi atas nama kita as a learner. Dan itu benar-benar free, boleh pilih yang mana aja. Saya kadang seminggu ngambil 7 course, random banget, misalnya lagi pengen apa, saya lagi pengen accounting nih buat prepare bulan depan mau accounting, saya abisin tuh semua basic accounting kayak gitu, bisa banget. Cuma simply klik aja di website kita, di platform kita.
So very simple, it's a very simple process, yeah. So do you want to add something, Angel? Oh, sorry, you unmute.
Sorry for that. Yeah, we actually also received concerns regarding the access on LinkedIn Learning. So of course, just like Grimonia had mentioned, of course, just use your Nextport University credentials. But if there would be some instances that you have some difficulty on logging in, just let us know and also provide us the screenshot, and we will raise that to the technical team for assistance, if ever that would be the case.
Okay, right. So actually there are several questions, but they don't put it on Q&A live sessions. They just directly chat me. I don't know why. So this one, the first question from Rizka. I think this one is directly towards Grimonia. Okay, she said something in bahasa, suara Kak Grimonia merdu kayak penyanyi. Okay.
Terima kasih.
She asked apakah memang pilihan pertamanya itu untuk online cuma di Nextport atau pernah melakukan research di beberapa universitas yang lain? Terus bedanya apa?
Oke, sebenarnya kalau untuk online university itu ada banyak banget, dan saya udah coba ngelakuin research juga. Saya coba compare baik dari flexibility-nya dia, terus harganya dia, dan program yang dia punya. Dan so far saya udah jatuh hatinya sama Nextport karena pertama, selain dari programnya itu menurut saya benar-benar cocok untuk perkembangan bisnis di masa depan, dan juga yang jadi highlight itu adalah dia mampu nawarin kita program yang sebagus itu, tapi dengan harga sebersaing itu. Menurut saya itu sangat-sangat affordable ya kalau untuk MBA, di compare sama local university and everything, itu jauh banget. Dan bagusnya juga kayak yang tadi Mas Winston bilang, kayak misalnya universitas lain tuh bayar itu per semester atau per term, seperti itu. Itu mungkin agak memberatkan bagi beberapa orang, tapi dengan Nextport, dengan payment yang bisa tiap bulan, itu benar-benar ngebantu banget. Ya, jadi itu sih after saya compare dari segi kurikulum, dari segi pembayaran, dan after like months of research, akhirnya ini aja udah.
Oke, jadi udah memang sempat melakukan riset gitu ya, tapi jatuh hatinya ke Nextport ini.
Yes, exactly.
The second question, this one is from Pak Budi. So Pak Budi is asking, oh, I think this one Angel can answer it. So he's asking about the student card.
The
So
IC,
does Nextford provide student card to all students?
yeah, previously there is, but at this point in time, it's actually still under negotiation because of there are some arrangements because of the pandemic. So there are also some learners who send concerns about the ISIC card. However, it's on hold
Yeah.
right now due to the university and ISIC is somehow still arranging that matter as of this time.
Okay.
So at this point, there's no
Right.
physical card. Yeah.
I see. So is it during your time as well, Grimonia, you haven't received the student card as well?
Not yet.
I see. Okay. Hopefully, Pak Budi, that's answering your questions. The third one, I think I will take the third one because he's asking about the accreditation. So, okay. Untuk masalah akreditasi, seperti yang kita tahu bahwa untuk sebuah university di Amerika, kalau mau beroperasi, itu kan harus mendapatkan lisensi dulu ya sebelum diakreditasi. Nah, makanya kita dilisensi oleh HELC di Washington DC, yaitu Higher Education Licensure Commission. Nah, teman-teman nanti bisa login di websitenya HELC. Di sana itu ada namanya Nextford di find directory-nya mereka. Itu nanti muncul Nextford University. Nah, tapi yang namanya akreditasi ini kan actually depends on states regulations. Jadi Indonesia of course has its own regulation. Nah, sepengetahuan saya, pemerintah Indonesia itu belum mengakui yang namanya 100% online gitu. Tapi belum mengakui 100% ini online ini juga harus dilihat untuk penyetaran ijazah gitu ya, atau diploma equivalency. Diploma equivalency is actually used not to validate whether one institution is legitimate or not. Jadi kegunaan dari penyetaran ijazah itu bukan untuk menentukan apakah sebuah institusi itu legitimate school atau enggak, tapi lebih melihat standar atau tolak ukurnya kalau di Indonesia dengan struktur kita yang 4 tahun S1 atau diploma D3 itu disetarakan 3 tahun mungkin gitu ya, S2-nya 2 tahun dan juga PhD dan sebagainya kan ada strukturnya sendiri di Indonesia. Nah, kira-kira kalau disetarakan ijazah dari luar negeri ini tuh setara sama struktur yang mana? Gitu. Nah, makanya ada yang namanya diploma equivalency gitu. Nah, proses yang saya tahu dari Kementerian Pendidikan saat ini itu mereka belum ada proses untuk foreign accreditations yang 100% online. Kurang lebih gitu. Tapi itu tidak menvalidate tadi yang saya bilang apakah Nextford ini legitimate atau enggak. Tergantung nanti kebutuhan dari teman-teman. Kalau misalkan teman-teman mau kerja di pemerintahan, kemungkinan besar ini nanti juga butuh research lebih lanjut lagi ya. Kemungkinan besar kalau di pemerintahan mungkin akan dipersyaratkan salah satunya itu dokumen itu ijazahnya itu disetarakan gitu ya, udah disetarakan atau tidak. Tapi kalau di multinational companies, di industri, karena beberapa pelajar kita pun juga dari comes from different backgrounds ya, seperti Grimonia juga dari background yang berbeda juga. Dari rata-rata penjelasan mereka, company itu nggak membutuhkan gitu. Jadi memang tergantung lagi dari kebutuhannya seperti apa. Selain dari kerja di pemerintahan, mungkin juga pada waktu nanti mau lanjutin studi di Indonesia, S1-nya di Nextford, kemudian S2-nya bau di local university, mungkin tuh akan ada diminta juga penyetaran ijazah. Kurang lebih seperti itu. Tapi selebih dari situ, biasanya nggak diminta sih. Makanya nanti tergantung lagi dari kebutuhan teman-teman sendiri. Gitu ya. Oke, semoga penjelasan tadi yang akreditasi bisa membantu teman-teman yang mungkin ada kepikiran gitu, akreditasinya Nextford ini seperti apa kalau untuk yang di Indonesia sendiri. Karena kalau secara internasional kan sudah di acknowledge gitu ya. Gitu. Nah, actually we have limited times, so I think I will just select 2 more questions. Is that okay? Sorry teman-teman,
Sure.
karena waktunya udah mau habis, jadi
okay.
I will just select 2 more questions. Oke. Oh, ini ada yang dari Retno nih. May I get all panelists mobile phone or WhatsApp? Oh, oke. Dengan Retno dari Bekasi ya. I think Retno would like to get to know you as well, Grimonia. Okay. Sure, no problem. We can add you, Retno. Okay, let me search from the questions answers from my chatting box. Okay, this one is done. Oh, this one. Okay, this is a very good question. So one learner is asking about artificial intelligence. Okay, so whether the one that Nextford provides is hard computing subjects of artificial intelligence, or it's just like management in broader context. So we don't. So perhaps Angel or Grimonia would like. Angel would like to give your opinions on this.
Yeah, actually on that matter, as much as I want to answer that because I'm not part of the learner content development team, so they would be
Yeah.
the right persons. If ever that you have concerns about what would be the content of the AI specialization, so we encourage you to probably reach out to the course professors, particularly asking them what would be the curriculum included on that particular specialization. So that's actually
Yeah.
on my end. As much as I want to answer that, but it's beyond my yeah. Thank you.
Iya. Nanti bisa dikirimkan aja ke email ke kita. You can send an email and then we will try our best to answer your questions regarding the artificial intelligence. Right. Nah, so this one is the last questions. So,
or maybe Winston, while you're looking for the next question,
right.
the learner could actually look on the website, the description of AI specialization, because in our website, it's stated
that's
there,
right.
the description. So you could actually read that one in order for you to have an idea of what would be the contents of the AI specialization. That could actually help you.
Okay. Oh, this one. Okay. So about the professors. So can I choose my own professor?
Okay, I'll answer that one. It's the professors is preset by the university. So meaning per course, there's a corresponding professor already. So as much as you really want to change your professor, but it's not because it's pre-planned. So therefore, before the term started, it's pre-planned already. So the professor corresponding to that particular course is, they cannot be changed unless there's some emergency, but it does not happen in my experience. So you cannot really change it.
Oke. Oke, teman-teman sorry banget karena waktunya udah habis juga. Ini masih ada banyak pertanyaan, so there are still many questions. Oke, so teman-teman nanti bisa kirimkan pertanyaan teman-teman ke ke emailnya kita. Nanti kita akan berusaha untuk menjawab ya satu-satu. Gitu. Nah, ini saya akan share screen terakhir untuk program di bulan Februari ini. Oke, this one. Can you see my slideshow?
Yes.
Okay, so this one is the last part of the session. So I will wrap up. So teman-teman, kalau teman-teman enroll di bulan Februari ini, kita ada promo, masih ada promo dengan Indosat ya. Jadi teman-teman bisa mendapatkan potongan sebesar 20%, kemudian juga mendapatkan 20 GB data per bulannya, yang mana bisa membantu studi teman-teman di Nextford University. Nah, adapun karena kita tadi celebrating our second anniversary, kita ada merchandise. Nah, jadi teman-teman yang enroll di bulan Februari, teman-teman juga bisa mendapatkan merchandise yang lucu-lucu dari Nextford. Ada yang buat laptop case, ada yang buat water bottle, dan sebagainya. Even current learner, Grimonia, you also can get the merchandise though.
Mau.
Right. So you can participate in this promotion. Oke, ini kontaknya. Di sini ada emailnya saya, winston@nextford.org, sama nomor telepon. Kemudian juga ada social media Nextford di Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, maupun Instagram. So thank you so much, Angel, Grimonia. Thank you so much for being with us here today, sharing your opinions, sharing your insights about your experiences.
Thank you very much. And thank you very much, everyone. So on
Thank
our end, you
you.
can reach out at success@nextford.org if you have some questions. Because as of this time, we don't have a WhatsApp number. So on our end, you can reach out at success@nextford.org.
Okay. So thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.